Shit, vampire. I don't remember where was the last. I don't remember the last like where we were when we last left off. Yes, I do actually. I think we killed that guy who he attacked us in the park. So we were there now. All right. Larson is still moving around, and the other man you noticed before Q brought the anarchists in is still chatting with the remaining attendants. Larson was the guy who nobody liked. I'm gonna talk to Q. The sheriff's mood seems to have improved, so you decide you won't get a better shot at saying your piece. He's just sheathing his sword as you approach him. It's so crazy how this nigga killed somebody and now he feels better. That don't make sense to me. He notices you just before his face turns to a melancholic frown back to his regular predatory smile. Smirk. Smirk, I don't know if I see smile. You seem to have caught him in a moment of reflection. This nigga Q wanna be Bigby Wolf so bad, bro. What is it, Trey? Shit, hold on now. Hold on now. My fault, y'all. Got it. Alright. Um See, I feel like shit, I keep hitting my L3, L2, L2. See, I feel like if I click this one, he's gonna be like, ooh, I know, and then he's gonna feel like I'm like judging him or something. I don't know. I'm not gonna say this one. I'm gonna say I wanted to thank you for bringing me here in one piece, for giving me a chance. An emotion creeps onto Q's face that you haven't seen the sheriff exhibit yet. Is that gratitude? It's fleeting, only there for a moment, gone in the blink of an eye. It was trying on my nerves. He was still far and away from proving that it was the right thing to do, so don't think that a few kind words will let you off the hook. Okay, nigga, fuck you too. Still, I have to admit, I was as surprised as the prince when you jumped into the opportunity. When you jumped at the opportunity to stop the anarch from escaping. It was sure Valerie would have beat you to it. I was sure Valerie. Who is Valerie? Somebody I'm supposed to know y'all? I don't know y'all. If there's nothing else, I'll be taking my leave. Why are you so mean? Do you enjoy being sheriff? Can you tell me something about Sophie? Hold on, do I need to go back and check to see who these people were, bro? Cause I don't remember any of these people. Who is Valerie? Sophie is the girl is the girl who made me her servant? Yeah. Um I'm not gonna say this one. I think his answer is gonna be pretty obvious with this one. Um I guess. I was wondering if you could tell me something about Sophie. She talks a lot about the Camarilla and other things, but I barely know anything about her. Oh, I could tell you something about Sophie. Something she would want you to hear. Like the fact she's manipulative and vindictive. But then again, which of us kindred aren't? You want to know more about Sophie's past? Ask her. She's unlikely to tell you the truth, though. I'm quite sure she never told me. I'm quite sure she never told me, despite our previous history. I don't. What? That's what we do, fledgling. We exist for centuries and we lie to to our families, our friends, our lovers, to our kindred, sires and chowder, to ourselves. He picks up the sword and turns storms the stairs. Good night, and watch yourself. You messed up my batting average, so I'll be sure to keep a close eye on you. Shut up. This nigga want to be. With that final threat, he leaves the gallery. It's right about when Sophie also ends her conversation and walks over to you. Interesting evening, wasn't it? Come, Gregory's waiting downstairs. Sophie is the girl with the red hair. I have no fucking clue who Valerie is. She seems preoccupied with something and not in a talkative mood. It's an awkward ride back to the city. This time, you arrive at another building, just 2 streets across from your apartment. She brings you upstairs through a very nice lobby and a luxurious looking hall into her domain. Please, have a seat. I shall be right with you. You take in your surroundings. The apartment is like a gallery, an old school smoking room that you've seen in some period piece before. Period piece once. And hold on, y'all, my bad. And a what? Okay, yeah. Just go to the next. Apologies. Old habits die hard. Clearly some stick with you even after your death. Oh, she a smoker. She was so fine until I knew that fact about her. Is my mic unmuted? We good. She drags on her cigarette and breathes out. Breathes? How is she doing that? Can you do that? How is she doing that? It's a good. Oh yes, you might not know. It takes some practice, but you can keep smoking if you like. Other things. What that mean, Sophie? What you saying? She want me. Experiment. You might surprise yourself. But I did not bring you here to show off. This is where actually I don't think that she would be wanting to breed if I'm not going into detail. This is where I rest these nights. That door in the back, the bedroom, similar to yours. I have servants and bodyguards in addition, of course. Oh, okay, so you couldn't give me. Tell people. I brought you here because I need you to trust me. When I told you before that I needed your best behavior to uphold my good standing with the court, I meant it. But that's not the whole story. I have your interest in mind too. That's why I'm giving you your own haven. I'm trying to teach you how to navigate this new reality. But you need to trust me, or else this won't work. You can come here whenever you feel like asking me something. When you're in trouble too. Though I hope that won't happen often. I would ask you to come here when you wake up tomorrow. I'll have something to discuss with you. Trust needs to be earned. Yep. 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 Sammy, you're right. My bad, Sophie. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. My bad. There's definitely something on Sophie's mind tonight, but she doesn't seem eager to share it with you just yet. I'm leaving for another visit. Come downstairs with me. We'll give you a lift. A quick trip. I promise that I promise that you'll show up tomorrow and some polite goodbyes later. You open the door to your haven and gather your thoughts. It's exciting in a way. Being dragged. I'm not bored, y'all. It's just 3 o'clock. Being dragged deeper and deeper into this secret society and its rules. Whatever Sophie is planning for you is bound to teach you more about this thing you have become. You seek into your vampiric sleep with just a sliver of hope. It's a welcome change. So what if this nigga just wake up in the morning? I'm dead. I'm dead. Once more, darkness falls upon the city. You wake up, same as you have these past few nights, in the windowless room. As you pry open the reinforced steel door, you look out the window to see, invariably, a sky bereft of sunlight. Oh, wait. Huh? I don't know what that word means. I don't know if that means like it's daytime. Is it nighttime? For a moment, you let yourself wonder if there will ever come a night when it's just not there. Given what you've learned, it is night, okay. Given what you've learned thus far, you probably have as much chance of kickstarting your heart with jumper cables. Well, y'all haven't given me another opportunity to eat people, so, like, what the fuck do you want me to do? You lock the door behind you and head over to Sophie's apartment. You did promise to call on her. Might as well not keep the lady waiting. And hey, what else are you gonna do? That's true. Call Jess? You're right. What would you tell her? If she even picked up at all. Who's Jess? Who's Jess? Is that, oh, that's the ex, right? Damn, I should probably not wait a week before playing this game. Call Jess. Yeah, right. What would you tell her? Even if she even picked up at all, she'd probably use the opportunity to stick some more needles into you. Or worse, persuade you to come back. See, if I was just in the situation, I'd be wondering why this nigga's calling me late at night, in the middle of the night, you know? Like, why are you calling me late at night in the middle of the night? After not hearing from you for like weeks on end? Come on, man. Or go back to work? Yeah, who are you kidding? HR probably found a replacement the day you went missing. Nobody there cares if you got kidnapped or turned into a creature of the night. These thoughts put you in a weird mood. It's a strange sensation to walk the crowded streets, same as you have so many times before, but feeling so disconnected. All these people, you're not one of them. Not anymore. You're a vampire. Kindred, and you need to carve your own path in this strange new existence one way or another. Appropriately enough, you arrive at Sophie's building just as the thought crosses your mind. A quick word with the security guard and you're led into the elevator. Apparently, Miss Langley is expecting you. Of course she is. You knock and wait, patiently, as the footsteps on the other side grow closer. Finally, the door opens and Gregory, Sophie's driver, invites you in. Why'd they just... Okay. They reintroduced Gregory, you saw that? You find the lady herself standing by the window, silhouetted, I think, silhouetted against the city's midnight glow. She stares out, motionless, like a marble statue. She don't look that bad. She don't look bad from this angle. I'm not gonna lie. She look kind of. She bad. She bad. Everything all right? Am I interrupting something? Good evening, Sophie. Is everything all right? She doesn't react immediately, but seems to snap out of some meditative state and looks at you with strangely bleary eyes. Yes, it is. How kind of you to ask. Tell me, when you look out of this window, you see the lights, hear the hum, smell the rain in the pavement. What do you think about? You gaze out. The lights and rain, the relentless honking below, music blasting from a nearby window, echoing, echoing off of buildings. Someone should record an hour of this and throw it up on YouTube as an ambient piece. Other than that, though, it's 3 o'clock, yo. Other than that, though, it's business as usual. The sights, the sounds, the smells, I'm all too low. Sophie watches you. You can tell how she's disappointed somehow. She covers it up with a courteous smile. Maybe she misses being normal. Well, not everyone can appreciate the intricacies that the world offers. In fact, among kindred, my clan. Hold on. Wait a minute. Clan. A bloodline of vampires who share common characteristics passed on through the blood from sire to child. There are 13 known clans, all of which were reputably founded by members of the 3rd generation. Okay. My clan is somewhat notorious for finding innate meaning even in the mundane. You see, the blood that flows within me is that of clan Torador. Torador. There are 13 such bloodlines among us. Kindred, though. My reading is cooked. There are 13 such bloodlines among us, kindred. Though that number has been contested in the past, and these nights it seems that nothing is certain anymore. The clans have gone by many epithets over the years, but the names used these nights have their roots in medieval times. The original Inquisition, if you can believe it. They use these to categorize us, describe our inherent differences. In time, we adopted them ourselves. Each clan has a uniqueness about it, inescapable, originating from an ancient progenitor, carried from sire to child. For the Torador, the gift lies in a sensitivity of sorts. We're uniquely attuned to beauty and ugliness both. We can see either where most cannot. A blessing on most nights, occasionally a curse. The sheriff is of my clan as well, although you'd be hard pressed to see him as such. Poor Q. It breaks my heart to see him in this state. Still, there is a beauty to it as well. Nothing like a good fall from grace. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not understanding anything she's talking about. Try she might to act playful, you can tell she genuinely cares. She lets her gaze wander for a brief moment, but is quick to regain her composure. Then there are the Ventru, known for their pride, and I know she's not about to introduce all 13 clans. Then are the Ventru, known for the pride and a proclivity to rule over others. The prince represents that clan, as is quite common in our society around the globe. Where the Blue Bloods think themselves rulers, the Bruja like to see themselves as preeminent revolutionaries. They call for universal rebellion while being slaves to their own temper. We don't discuss the rabble much anymore, not after they've largely broken off with the Camarilla. To think they were philosophers once, long ago. I hope to tell you more about some of the other bloodlines tonight. Please don't! Nay, I'm not listening to you talk about 13 clans. What's my clan? That's good. That's a good one. No. I can only guess it based on certain aspects of your own behavior and tastes. You will need to come up to your own conclusion and seek validation from your clanmates, if it requires such a thing. How am I supposed to do that if I don't know what clan I'm in? And what is that picture in the back? This whole fucking video just got demonetized and taken off the internet. As you will know, as you will no doubt learn, some kindred fit these stereotypes more than others. The blood is hard to deny. Is that a naked woman though? Like for real, bro? Come on, bro. Though there are certainly those who try. But that is perhaps a subject for another time. I invited you here for a reason. There's something I wanted to speak to you about. It is customary in our society, especially among younger kindred, to organize into coteries. You see what they did? You see what they did? That's a part of the name of the game. I don't know the name of the game. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes these are called by the prince themselves, or mandated by a fledgling sire. In our case, you may treat it as more of a strong recommendation. I want you to seek out companions, not only because you need to learn more about a society, but also because it is useful. True friendships are rare among kindred, but having allies, even temporary ones, is something of a necessity these nights. We might be selfish creatures, but we are drawn to each other nonetheless. Wasn't it like two episodes ago where she said that you couldn't trust any vampires? I was just about to get to that. She puts on a mysterious smile. I spent some of my precious time last night asking around, pondering potential kindred for you to meet. Came up with a short list of contacts. I hope you'll appreciate the gesture. Forging a partnership with them might offer perspectives and viewpoints that I cannot provide. This is y'all like my Stranger Things post in the background? I've been meaning to take that shit down. I'm sorry. Please don't comment on it, bro. Forging a partnership with them might offer perspectives and viewpoints that I cannot provide. Lenses through which to view our own what bro. They are all members of Camarilla, of course, more or less. Is this like a play date thing? Don't try to get clever with me, darling. Think of it as a gift. One you can put to good use or squander entirely. Either way, you're welcome. So let us start with the Tremere. They are a powerful clan. How many have we found out about? 5? I gotta do 7 more of these? 7? 7 plus 5 is 13, huh? No. Yes. 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 So let us start with the Tremere. They are a powerful clan, disliked by many, but feared and respected by many more. They have been an important pillar of the Camarilla since the very beginning. They're blood sorcerers. You look at Sophie with a hint of disbelief. Blood sorcerers? Pretty sure Mark from QA used to brag about having a level 70 blood sorcerer. Somehow you don't think he meant magic with vampire. What? I don't get that reference. Sophie snickers. What was that? Okay. Oh child, don't be caught with that look on your face when you meet a warlock in person. Uh-huh. Oh wait, a warlock. They really are adept at using vitae, their own as well as others, to unique and potent effects. Since they are quite rigid in the hierarchy, the kindred I had in mind for you might need some persuading. His name is Agathon. From what I hear, he's quite scholar, very ambitious, the child of a noted Tremere here in New York. Aisling Sturbridge? These niggas pick these names by going to Google and typing in vampire name generator. What the fuck is a Aisling Sturbridge? Spend enough time with Agathon and I'm sure you'll run into her sooner or later. So by getting to notice Agathon, I can get closer to someone higher up the ladder? Yes, though not immediately, I would imagine. Aisling finds herself in a somewhat precarious position, both in the city and her clan. Every move she makes is heavily scrutinized, thus she has learned to tread lightly. Anyway, if you wish to contact the young Tremere, I hear you can usually find him in a New Age bookstore out on Broadway. The Tremere have one of the workshops there. Gregory will give you the details. Now, this next recommendation comes with a bit of a caveat. As I recall me saying, most bloodlines have unique features that might not be obvious at first glance. Where there is one clan whose member wear their curse on their sleeve. The Nosferatu. Man, what's with the goofy names? Guess they're really big on blue oyster cult. No wonder they make their havens in sewers, abandoned buildings and such. Their appearance is hideous and obviously unnatural. Why y'all know my nigga Nosferatu like that? Had they walked the streets like other kindred, the kin would have learned of our existence long ago. Did she just shudder? It's hard to tell with her usual complexion, but you could swear her skin suddenly took an even more sickly color. The one I have in mind isn't as big an eyesore as the worst of them. But he's no Adonis either. Still, he has some talents and connections that you might find useful. I'm not hanging out with ugly niggas, bro. D'Angelo. Why is his name normal? What? His name is D'Angelo, and he has an office, for lack of a better term, in the otherwise abandoned grain terminal in Red Hook, right next to one of those Swedish stores. The name escapes me. Right next to one of those Swedish stores. The name escapes me. The ones with the awful furniture. IKEA? Yes, that's it. My mind struggles to retain things that are aesthetically displeasing. You see that? You see that? But she knows who I am, which means that she thinks I look good. So, D'Angelo does odd jobs for Q, digging up dirt, locating kindred who would prefer to remain hidden, the kind of work Nosferatu are best at. He's on the case right now, something to do with Ken murders, I think. After your initial brush with our dear sheriff, I think it would be wise to show some will towards this agenda. Assisting D'Angelo with his investigation might be just a thing. Okay. Now come the two more exotic proposals. Exotic? As if the blood mage and the vampire detective were business as usual. You may have heard about the Gangrel before. They are a wild clan, in touch with their beast in a way others might not dare to attempt. They mostly keep out of big cities, but there are exceptions. Normally, they haven't been a part of the Camarilla for over 2 decades, but the one kindred I would like you to meet has strong, shall we say, familial ties to the sect. Her name is Tamika. Her sire, Jezebel, was instrumental during the Battle of New York back in 1999, the very same battle that cemented the city as the Camarilla domain. Sadly, her achievements have gone largely unrecognized. Tamika and a number of her siblings still reside in the domain that were awarded after the battle, Prospect Park. Jezebel herself left the city some years ago, fed up with being unappreciated. No, I don't think. I asked around. Out of all of Jezebel's children, Tamika is known to be the most rational and cool-headed, at least for the gangrel. That said, she's likely to have a unique way of appraising your worth. I cannot say how exactly, but she should be prepared for an interesting conversation at the very least. She's on the top of my list. She's on the top of my list. Then again, that can be said of almost every kindred in the city. I mean, I guess. There's that mysterious smile again. So you see, seeking out Tamika could prove quite educational if nothing else. Who knows, perhaps we will find her temperament to be a welcome change of pace. But, speaking of a change of pace, I have one last suggestion for you, though it's one I don't make lightly. The kindred who call herself Hope. She's a Malkavian. They are uniquely cursed clan. For centuries we considered them mad, insane, unhinged. But those of us who spend enough time with them come to understand the truth. It is no sickness, but a unique perception of the world that is to appear to us as unstable. And that perception can prove to be very valuable. Having a Malkavian as your companion might be taxing on your nerves and a true test of patience at times, but their insight and intuition are unrivaled among kindred. As for Hope specifically, she is said to be a recluse, but I have it on good authority that she can currently be found in an internet cafe, I believe it's called, in Lower Manhattan. Gregory has the address. It's so crazy, nigga. All these vampires, they just be hanging out in normal areas. Like, she hanging out in a internet cafe. One of the vampires was hanging out in IKEA. She doesn't sound like my type. An internet cafe. What did you learn about her? One of my colleagues told me about her. He considers her uniquely talented and tapped into her current fads among kin. Not something I'm personally interested in, as I'm sure you know I know. I take his word for it, at any rate. Well, I believe that's all of them. That's all of them? Let me see how many. Let me see how many she's told me about so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. There's supposed to be 13 though. So, uh, I believe it's all of them. I still have a few social calls to make tonight, so I'll leave you at that. Use tonight and tomorrow to arrange some cordial visits of your own. I will send Gregory for you as soon as I have further need of your services. Oh, that reminds me, you'll need a car. Join us downstairs, won't you? She smiles once more and turns to her driver. He helps her put on her coat, and the three of you leave Sophie's apartment. Sophie points to one of the cars near the building as Gregory hands you the keys. It's a rather inconspicuous compact car, a decent-looking, if not luxurious ride. Stay safe, Trey. This is your first night alone. Don't let it be your last. What does she think I am? I'm a fucking professional, dude. As they drive away, you find yourself with more freedom than you've had the past few nights. A blessing or a burden? Time will tell. With a list of addresses in hand, you consider your next move. Okay. Oh, I have 4 people to visit. Okay. Dude at the top. Sophie's mention of a vampire clan of blood sorcerers sparks your attention. One of them, Agathon, could potentially be your introduction into the bizarre powers of the Tremere. Searching for Hope. Sophie suggested you meet Hope, a reclusive member of a Malkavian clan. She's supposedly holed up in an internet cafe in Lower Manhattan. Gumshoe in the Dark. A recent string of violent killings has the Red Hook district of Brooklyn on edge. Sophie mentioned that Q, he put this nigga's whole name, has a secret associate investigating the murders. A Nosferatu what? By the name of D'Angelo. If you help him out, he might be persuaded to form a lasting partnership. Jezebel's Chowder. Sophie's mentioned a gangrel by the name of Tamika, who's made herself a haven in Prospect Park. The Pharaohs aren't exactly a social bunch, even by kindred standards. But if you can keep her from clawing your eyes out just long enough, she might persuade us to join you. So I'm definitely between Hope and the Gumshoe guy. Simply because Hope's in an internet cafe, and that's interesting to me. So we're gonna go to Hope. Then I might be trying to hit. It's a quiet, moody internet cafe. Half of its space serves as a comfy coffee bar these days. But behind a glass wall, it still has a space dedicated to rows of PCs. From the street, you can notice tired adults in casual clothes typing away absent-mindedly and some bored kids wasting the late evening hours on colorful online games. If Sophie's intel is to be believed, this is where Hope is set up her haven. One of the waiters is standing outside the building, gazing at the sky with a smartphone in one hand and a vape pen in the other. You approach the man and tell him, Um, uh, look, bro. He releases a soft chuckle. Yeah, you and me both. Look at this nigga here. What's his name? What's his name? I don't know. The man slowly takes a drag of his e-cig. From his e-cig, sizing you up and down in silence. After a long, awkward moment, when you're ready to leave him be, he raises his voice again. Come, right this way. He heads back into the cafe and you follow his lead. Will you... See, look, see, I'm used to it now, so I didn't jump. When you make your way through the space with computers, no one averts their gaze from the spreadsheets, emails, Facebook profiles, or games of Fortnite. Y'all niggas got PCs good enough to run Fortnite in a coffee shop? It's a common sight, one you wouldn't have paid much attention to a few weeks ago, but now it seems so unnervingly quaint. Would they still be spending their time like this if they were immortal? The waiter unlocks... Yeah, they would. They don't have it. They don't got no time to waste, you know? The waiter unlocks an unassuming door at the end of the room and lets you inside. You two swiftly make your way through a labyrinth of sterile, gray corridors, taking confusing twists and turns. Feels like you're traveling into a different world, crossing one invisible portal from another. Eventually, you reach your destination. Your guide motions you to enter a dark room with a lone source of pale light, a computer screen in the distance beckoning you to come closer. As you do, you hear the door shutting behind your back and a short chuckle echoing behind it. Is this the place? Nothing else to do but sit on a chair in front of a computer. The monitor displays a modern chat application. A cursor is blinking in a user nickname entry field in the middle of the screen, obviously expecting you to input your handle. After brief consideration, you type in. I'm not gonna type my name. That's stupid. Why would I do that? Maybe it's your newfound sensibilities going haywire, but this place has a barely noticeable sleazy aura. Might as well go along with it. You input porn? Alright, yeah. After a few seconds, the chat windows open and messages start appearing on the screen in quick succession. Hostage executioner. What is going on? I'm not reading this. I'm gonna read it. Just to be clear, I don't have a... I'm not reading this, bro. I'm sorry. I'm gonna read it in my head, though. The chat goes silent. Everyone's seemingly waiting for you to say something before proceeding. This must be a close-knit group. Better say something before they kick you out. I'm a vampire. Because either they gonna be like, oh, this guy has a sense of humor, or they gonna be like, this guy's one of us. It's gonna be one or the other. Kindred reporting in. Just hearing some Kindred business. An instant stream of responses. Kindred, oh my fucking god. I didn't expect to get clowned. This was meant to be a safe channel. Investigating that went wrong. How did they even get here? Stay calm. Can I get the location, Jerry? No, yes, sure. That's our Jerry. Gonna DM it if anyone's interested. Oh boy, you're in trouble now. You're gonna regret, dumbass. You're gonna regret the day you decided to spy on us. Hit him with your superpowers. Hit him with the, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You've had enough of this trash talking randoms. Time to teach them a lesson. Time to teach them some respect. If the... Okay. Your blood fires up. Ancient power starts coursing through your veins. Fingers tapping the keyboard buttons on your own. You people better stay quiet if you know it's good for you. You have no idea who you're... The chat goes silent once again, then it explodes. What am I looking at here? Oh, shit, watch how he started typing properly. I'm so glad to know. This nigga changed his whole name to disrespect me, y'all. Crazy. I'm literally on my way to kill you right now. You're starting to inform you you're about to die. RP, bitch. You're getting your throat slit right here, right now. A split second after you read the message, you feel someone's arm. What? A ridiculous whisper rings out to your neck. And I didn't know I could die. I didn't know that. You start struggling, but even with your newfound supernatural strength, you're having trouble breaking out. This isn't the normal you you're dealing with. Last words. I can't die. I'm a vampire. I forgot. Okay. One of these three. All of these seem like good options, to be honest. I'm gonna say Sophie sent me though. Langley. The hand holding your chin. Soft shifts its position slightly. Don't struggle, I will break your windpipe. Or my phone, which will end up even worse for you. Sounds of a camera shutter and light flashing. Did they just take some selfies with me? Alright, that's enough fun. I'm letting you go. We can have a talk. Don't do anything stupid, Mr. Intruder. Pretty please. The mysterious assailant loosens their grip on you and gently pushes you away. You quickly turn to take a good look at them. She bad. She bad. Fuck. Is a pale blonde woman in her... It's a pale blonde woman in her 20s, giving you slightly judgmental looks while rapidly tapping away at her phone screen. First, you notice her outrageous fit, seemingly thrown together from random thrift store finds. I'm not gonna lie, I did notice that. I was like, this girl, she got a girdle on, and then you take notes of her tattoos, a sprawling tapestry of odd patterns and designs covering every visible part of her body. At first glance, it all seems aimless, but it has a consistent sense of style upon closer inspection. Her eyes focus on you for a second. Is that a girdle? That's definitely not a girdle. That's what's the shit that Mario be wearing? He's one of those. She not bad. Gave you a scare, huh? Sorry, that's what you get for entering a lady's safe haven without her permission. Nigga, y'all were in safe haven? I mean, I guess. I wouldn't be saying stuff like that on the internet randomly to random people. Yes, I would actually. And she's back on her phone. Back to her phone. With a relatively small build, it's hard to believe you had trouble overpowering her physically. I'm with your AirPod case. But then again, nothing is what it seems when it comes to the undead. And even compared to the vampires you've met so far, she comes off as an eccentric, curious presence. She shoots you another glance, noticing you're still cautious of her. Calm yourself, man. I won't pull anything like this anymore. It was just to feel stupid saying it out loud. Attempting to murder me as a vibe check? You didn't know I was a vampire. I could have been lying. I could have died there. Right? Like, yeah, I got a glimpse of your vibe on the internet in a dangerous situation. I've got to say, I've got a pretty good idea about who you really are. Fuck. Damn. I knew I should have went with it. I picked the wrong option, y'all. I shouldn't have snitched on Sophie like that. I should have said her chat room was Buns. Should have said it was Buns, yeah. I'm Hope, by the way. If you're here, you probably heard of me. So I went ahead and skipped the pleasantries. But come to think of it, I might have skipped too many of those. Yes, you definitely fits the description you were given by Sophie. I don't even remember what Sophie said, man. I still can't believe you got so mad online. You actually tried to use your powers on people talking trash about who you are. About you from who knows where. Jesus. But you know, I kind of respect that dedication. It's amusing. Oh yeah, credit where it's due. You're probably not a boring person online, going by your children handle. Believe it or not, among bloodsuckers, that's still rare as hell. Most of them are like clueless baby boomers when it comes to the internet stuff. Anyway, don't worry about that chat. It's always just a game for us. No hard feelings, okay? I'll introduce you properly later. On the monitor, the chatter continues normally. Your visit is like yesterday's news, no longer relative to anything. Yeah, cause these niggas meant business. They aren't worried about you. They sent somebody to murder me, bruh. Still, a word of advice, don't be such a dumbass about security. Sending a message saying kindred to some perfect strangers online. It's not like they know. It's not like they know. They wouldn't know what I'm talking about. Right? Like they wouldn't know what kindred is, nigga. They wouldn't hear kindred and think, oh, vampire. I don't. I hear the kindred and think fucking Lamar. You want to get off by the tower for breaching the masquerade, or off by some Vatican fuckheads when NSA gets a win of you using their monitored keywords? If it wasn't for my security measures, fucking hell. Oh, hold on, let me get right. If it wasn't for my security measures, fucking hell. It's the 21st century. You should know better than this. But look, if we're gonna talk about you, you should have something to say too. What are you doing here? About time, she asked. Note to self. She really loves the sound of her own voice. Likewise, I guess. Sophie Langley sent me here. Hope rolls her eyes. Yeah, you said that already. You think I'm an idiot or something? I'm gonna ask. Okay. Please, please, please don't be boring. So I gotta be a risk taker with her. Gotcha. She starts tapping her phone again. After a few seconds, some kind of realization dawns on your face, and she turns back to you. The new what? I'm not that. A little bit. She could definitely do anything she wants to me. Word seems to be getting around fast. Of course you are. It was obvious the second Langley got her hands on a new servant, she started building a network. Her missions tell me that could really come in handy, when. But Langley, that's a risky game. This kind of ambition attracts too much attention. Piss off. then again, fucking Kara? Who is Kara? She seems to be having a spirited argument with herself, only parts of it audible. Is it just you? Or do her facial expressions and body language change a bit between one sentence and the other? Yeah, nigga, she's a person. She talk. Before you make certain it's not just her eyes playing tricks on you, she focuses half her attention back on you. The other half, of course, still sits with a smartphone. I almost said iPhone, you know damn well they do not have the license for iPhone. Listen, I'm not saying I'm not interested in cooperation. But before I make a decision, I need to make sure you sort of understand me and that I sort of understand you. And since I was planning to put on a show before you came here, I proposed a little game. A show. Don't tell me I interrupted. Hope absentmindedly spins her phone in her hand, considering how to put her thoughts in words. Then she approaches the switch to a wall and flicks it. Red lights? She want me! She want me! Neon lights flare up, illuminating the room. You take a look around. The room is certainly unique. It looks like a butcher's room. Looks like, hold on, what? Huh? A butcher's room? Looks like a butcher's room repurposed to be a living space. The modern computer in front of you starkly contrasts the ominous industrial walls. At the back, there's an overwrought bed covered in velvet with meat hooks. It's not what I had in mind. On top of the bed sheets, you notice what seems to be pieces of elaborate. It's definitely what I had in mind. Wait a minute. Hold on, what? Hold on. She want me to. Cam shows. Your eyebrows twitch involuntarily. This is definitely not the kind of request you expected to hear tonight. She notices your confusion. Take it or leave it, buddy. You just became a kindred, but you want to become my partner in crime? Show me you can handle yourself or watch my back in my everyday environment. She's serious. The show starts in 10 minutes. But if you think yourself better than this, better walk it. Don't give me the option. I won't hold a grudge. I've got better things to do. As if to prove it, she looks at something displayed on her phone and cracks a brief grin. Another reply typed down with her absurd speed. Tap, 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 tap. 9 minutes. It's now or never. Show moderate. It's now or never. Show moderator. Risks of violating the masquerade. Hi. Content warnings? Oh yes. So, do you take the job? Abso-fucking-lutely. Absolutely. What? You didn't even have to ask me. All you had to say was, I'm not going to this, bro. Hope brightens up, and her smile looks surprisingly sincere. Excellent. I promise you might find this interesting in more than one ways. More ways than one. Alright, give me a second. She spends a minute setting up the computer you used before, then urges you to sit down. The explanation of a moderator's functionality is simple. It boils down to ignoring anyone who doesn't disrupt the chat, banning anyone who does, and kicking anyone who's causing minor trouble. 5 minutes later, she's already online, sitting on her bed in a provocative pose. It is a sex show, isn't it? A voice previously hushed rings out with full force. I didn't know it was gonna get like this. Is that lotion and tissue? Who's the illustrator for this game? Kill him. How are you doing tonight, hopefuls? You peek at the chat. We're not okay. All right. Attempt to try out the kick and ban prompts as soon as possible, but obviously you won't punish someone. Yeah, why would I? That's what she won't. That's what she won't. Thank you. Today's show is quite special. Please welcome our new moderator, Porno's Collect. At least the community here seems to be a bit more. Oh, okay. I didn't know what they were talking about before. I get it now though. She was chatting. I'm pretty sure she was chatting with her fans. So at least the community here seems to be a bit more welcoming this time. Looks like this place has an established hazing ritual, or maybe they and Hope came up with one specifically for you. Who knows? You decided to stay silent. Eventually, people stopped riffing on God damn. Eventually, people stop riffing on you and focus entirely on the star of the show. All right, let's start this one with a bang, shall we? So this is where the strip show starts. You raise your head, curious about what kind of performance she's going for. First, she opens her mouth and reveals her retractable fangs in front of the camera. Right off the bat, the online audience is treated into the sight of her wholly human set of teeth, turning into a monster's maw. The image is both revolting and fascinating. Okay, see this? Same for me, huh? I ain't messing with this one. She raises her left wrist for everyone to see, and then bites. The fangs immediately turn her arm into a horse. She lost me. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. She lost me. It's unclear if she used him to slash or bite, but one thing for sure, no ordinary human could cause this damage. If an ordinary human suffers such a wound, you'd expect a geyser of blood to appear too, but it doesn't. Hope's technically a corpse, so it's impossible. She flashes a monstrous smile and starts smearing vitae all over her hand to maximize the impact of the violent image. Then she starts drinking it up. She makes it a point to make the sight as gruesome as possible, looking like a hyena. Oh my fucking god. This is not what I had in mind, y'all. I'm sorry. The contrast of her behavior with her look of an Instagram model is stunning. When she's done, she reveals her wrist to the camera for the last time. She starts making theatrical gestures with her right hand as the wound begins to mend. I should have known she was gonna be on this, because it literally said that she hung up pieces of flesh and meat and above her bed. What do you think she does with that meat, y'all? She don't got it up there for fun? Shortly after, the wound is gone. It's like a magician's trick. Her left hand looks like nothing bad ever happened to it. Here's an appetizer. For some blood to kick off the show. While you're wondering what the hell's going on, Hope catches a glimpse of your bewildered face and turns into your direction. How was that for an opening? I need her on my side. So all these options suck, to be honest. I'm gonna say, are you hurt? Not at all. See, she presents her wrist to you, now fully healed. You stare into her eyes, expecting answers, and she obliges. If you expected a strip show, yes, sorry to disappoint. This is more. I thought she was gonna pull the titties out, y'all. I was really finna, I was gonna really. If you expected a strip show, sorry to disappoint. This is more like a live stream digital art. The erotic subtext is there, of course. If you get the chat, they're going, wow, she did that for free. I'd love to lick your wrist clean, my fallen angel. Haha, yes, nothing more arousing than a beautiful woman teetering on the edge of oblivion, a rose petal dancing in the eye of a violent hurricane. But eroticism is not the key here, it's vampirism. It's a new frontier, a living art installation. In the early 90s, the Japanese artists keep producing these videotapes with beautiful women committing gory harakiri. Those are an inspiration. She bares her fangs again in a devious grin, but I'm not interested in auto-destruction or turning myself into a victim. This is a celebration of a body I love, not self-inflicted punishment. The audience came here to marvel at the beautiful vampire and her awe-inspiring powers. Mending wounds is just one of these powers. The people watching can pay to see more. Oh, and don't worry, the only thing the audience can see and hear are the things I allow them to. We can talk freely, just remember to moderate the chat wing. Don't call him based. She goes on to apologize for your behavior to the audience. You recline in your chair and wonder how the hell you ended up like this. A special message appears in the chat log, claiming somebody has successfully sponsored the first goal of the show. O smiles and picks up a bag of blood from underneath the bed. It must have been retrieved from a blood bank. She showcases the label to the camera for everyone to see. Drink up, drink up, drink up, drink up. Hope pours all of the contents of the bag into her throat. You have no doubt it's real blood, but wonder why the viewers would be so satisfied with something that's so easy to fake. Don't worry, it pays well enough. You don't even bother to tell her, this is not what you're thinking about. Safe to assume she knows. So what do you know about the kindred on the internet? Have they told you anything? While she's waiting for someone to sponsor her next vampiric feed, she decides to start a conversation. Is there vampire internet? If you find something that looks like vampire internet, stay away. See, some of us used to experiment with our own secure networks. We tried to build our own information hubs, social networks, everything. She's still working the phone in one hand while looking for something under the bed with the other. On how many things can she concentrate at one time exactly? Then one day the NSA got in. Turns our elders never really got the hang of proper security practices, or the sigils they used to smear on their screens didn't exactly work as advertised. Then of course all the other three-lettered intelligence agencies in the world got the intel. A lot of them decided bloodsuckers were the perfect new enemies for our post 9/11 times. The Second Inquisition came into being. Ever heard of it? A lot of our kind died just because they were too present online. Right now, the remains of our old networks serve as government honeypots kept alive to attract fledglings and hunt them down. You post a certain keyword on Twitter or Facebook, you get tagged for investigation. You fit certain patterns, you get tagged for investigation. So there's a certain thrill in becoming an online presence without attracting attention from the authorities. She stretches on her bed. I hope you're still monitoring the chat. Of course not. You're not as good as dividing your attention as she is. You correct your mistake and check the recent messages. Yeah. I'm ignoring them. Despite the nickname, they seem supportive. You leave them alone. You look away from the screen for a second, and when you look back, there are three messages from the same users. Okay, I didn't read his username. I thought he was just talking about the whole thing. Yo, is it just me or does your face look kind of retarded? But don't worry, baby. If you're a special needs person, I have a special thing here to satisfy you. It's my dick. Doing a great job back there, bonus collector. The guy gets banned. I hope goes back to running the show. Great job, bonus collector. Great job, collector. You must have heard her. You messed up. Anyway, yeah. But the Nosferatu admitted the Camarilla, their network got compromised. The elders went batshit insane. Internet communications became strictly forbidden. There were executions. A lot of people who use social media to secretly contact their mortal families and lovers get off. That goes without saying. But if you weren't careful, even the most innocent web usage could result in being punished with final death. Thanks to user Dick Steele, the next goal has just gotten successfully funded. Let's go. Finishing act. Humanize yourself and face the bloodshed. She raises her hand. 3 fingers up, 2 fingers up, 1 finger up. The countdown ends and she immediately disappears from the screen like a ghost. You can still see her on the bed, but the live feed indicates there's nobody there. When you deeply focus on the digital image, you swear you can make out some unusual glitching where a silhouette should be, but it could very well just be placebo. Ready for this? 3, 2, 1. A flash to the camera. The instant she reappears on the screen, she takes a selfie, sticking her tongue out in a provocative manner. The chat room explodes in cheers again. She is the vampire queen. You briefly wonder about her being glued to the screen. Is this the fantasy everyone is here for? A girl showing off cheap magic tricks while lazily browsing on social media? You realize you are way out of your depth here. Meanwhile, Hope decides to continue her lecture. This is not what I expected, y'all. Crazy. Those were some wild times, especially in New York, but most of them have no clue as to our real nature. A lot of clandestine organizations have classified us as national threats. And since this is where the towers fell, the agencies are very much present around here, looking for easy PR victories. The last SI raid here was just a few years ago, and it was a big one. Stirred up the hornet's nest, something fierce. But although it was 2019, NYC is ruled by someone who got embraced before World War II, and the camp as a whole got really spooked and swamped the internet. Of course, they're not dumb and understand that you can't really coexist with modern kin without the internet. It's a gray zone right now, like piracy, technically frowned upon. It's like piracy, technically frowned upon, but let one without sin cast the first stone. The SI is a real threat, no joke. But in many senses, the darkest place is right here under the candle. Take another look at the screen. We want blood. How about some bad stuff? Can you do some bad stuff? It's been a long, hard day. Please give me a shout out. Oh yeah, fun fact about being a vampire. We can sweat and pee if we exert ourselves really hard. That's something I always dreamed of doing when I was 14. So romantic in the job. What did this turn into? As proof of her words, a scarlet tear starts running down her face. The chat goes, wow, this must be exactly the kind of thing they've been waiting for. Can you imagine USA as some of the blood-sucking squad that would just cruise by the border and suck blood out of anything illegal they found? That very thought gives me the biggest boner. Alright, so I'm gonna end it there, y'all. This is Vampire. Trying something new out with the face cam. It's probably only gonna get better from here, to be honest. She's a tease. She did not give me what I came here for. I wish I never came here at all. I mean, I wish I would have. Alright, so I'm gonna check. I'm gonna talk to y'all next video. Vampire, the Masquerade Coteries of New York. I think that's the name. I think I might have just gotten the name. If so, I'm locked in. But that's it. I'm gonna end it there. You know, it's really all I got to say. I was really hoping to see some titty, but I didn't. You know, it happens. That's it. Fuck.